good afternoon. Absolute privilege to be here. Wonderful to see a super packed hall, and really privileged to underline our partnership with the fantastic work the Oppo teams are doing in India and of course across the world. And we at Facebook here are represented not just by the team from India, but actually from Hong Kong and China, thus underlining how deep the relation goes. Because we have the privilege of serving 2.7 billion consumers across the world, meaning virtually anybody who has access to the internet is on one of our platforms. But that is possible only if technology continues to move forward as we are seeing today in the case of Oppo and multiple such initiatives that hardware, software and the internet networks help us work off to make sure we bring this. Every time you pick up your phone and send that WhatsApp message, put a post on Facebook or share on Instagram, you know there are many of us involved in making that possible. Sometimes only the app you see, but actually it's more of us. So we are very grateful to Oppo and partners to take that further. Thank you. I think the interesting piece, and so that's great context, is what is happening on the consumer front as they look at their smartphone. The largest use case on the phone is not calling, we know that, right? It is sharing. But sharing continues to evolve from, hey, I'm sharing something that someone else did, e.g. a news article, a story, or somebody else's pictures, to this is me, but more importantly, this is me now. What gives people this confidence? What gives them this need for expression? What gives you this ability of expression? We're going to go a little bit into depth in the next 3-4 minutes and give you a sense of where this comes together, and then of course we'll see how we're working together to take that in the context of the Oppo launch as well. So let me move forward. Instagram is the natural home for influencers. An influencer is one who suggests to people around that interest area what they should be doing, what they should be focused on. An influencer can be a celebrity, your favorite cricketer, your favorite brand, or any interest leader that you care for. And why is that important? That's important because if I'm following a passion, this is really the pinnacle of where that passion point is. So let's say I am a sports junkie. My feed is filled with people who are excelling in sport. That brings me back every day and I build off that. Why the influencers are on Instagram, I'll come back to in a minute. What are people following? So what kind of influencers get followed? Virtually every interest there is, but there's no surprise. Sumit also suggested this, and this is India data. So whether it's fashion, beauty, auto, travel, no surprises. These are the largest interest groups, and these are also the largest interest groups on Instagram. But the most interesting one, of course, is gadgets. And gadgets is two roles. One is I follow gadgets because I like technology. But more interestingly, gadgets is the reason how I'm able to express myself, because the quality of the camera, the ability to fire up the app, the ability to seamlessly work through the features is critical. Yeah? So interests across virtually every single field are here. On consumers, however, we could all, for example, be following celebrities in a newspaper, no problem. We could follow celebrities anywhere else. What the angle that Instagram brings, which is very unique, is the ability to authentically express as well. So here's a suggestion. If I told you, here's a format, you put a picture out, it lasts only 24 hours, you can put as many as you need to. Anybody who's seeing it sees only 15 seconds and it continues in a loop. Your life is being told in an unending stream of social visibility, and we call it Instagram stories. You've seen stories, you put up the stories, you're not waiting to do your makeup and the perfect family picture, you are seeing it as it is. Instagram stories, therefore, is giving you a stream of consciousness in the social space which is infinite. What happens further is tools that are on Instagram. So whether you take the way you can edit, the way you can put a filter, You can put it all together and have playful expression. And that is why actually influencers come onto Facebook and especially to Instagram, where they're authentically putting their pieces out. So here's a celebrity. You go and see a video on some channel, that's great. But the behind the scenes will be on Instagram. Their wishes to their loved ones will be on Instagram. The fact that after winning the test match in West Indies, they'll be on a boat, will be on Instagram. Because that's where they're conveying their life. Because the playfulness, the ability to express is a nice virtuous circle that's keeping people together. So the question therefore is, if this is the phenomenon that's now possible, what can technology do? What can partners like Oppo do to take this even further? And that's the opportunity we have together. All of this, of course, leads to greater engagement and authentic self-expression.